As soon as the new template is created, FileMaker very nicely creates a blank record for you to enter into. All you have to decide is where you want to enter data. So I'll go down to the first name here and click in there. It highlights the text in there that says new contact, so I can overwrite it. And I'll type in my name. Very simple. And when you want to work on the next field, you can click into it. Type in my last name. And if you don't want to touch the mouse, you can simply hit the tab key and it'll go to the next one in what's called the tab order, which you can set up if you want. This has obviously been set up with the tab order ahead of time, and so we can simply type in the company. Now if you make a mistake, you can click back to where you want, or you can do Shift Tab on the keyboard to get back to where you want. You can use the arrow keys if you want to move around inside of that field. It's just like a word processor. You can highlight portions of it, type over it, whatever you want. It's very easy to work. Just think of each one of these fields as a mini word processor. You can create a new record using the new record button up here in the toolbar. It's very easy to do. There's a lot of buttons up here. We'll go over them. But the new one is right here. You'll see that right now we have one record, right? We'll hit new record, and you see we now have two records. So we can type in the next person. And there we go. Now we have two records, and you can easily get to those records by using this Rolodex up here. We can go between the two records, and if you have hundreds, you can go between them. It's not a very efficient way if you have hundreds of records. We'll talk about finding records, but this will work for right now since we have so few. And using this Rolodex here, this little navigational tool, is very important in finding your records or working through a list that you have found. Now, if you're not familiar with the terms record and field, think of your contact app on your phone. Everybody probably has one. And what you have is each contact is going to be a record. That's what a database calls a record, but a record could be a recipe. Maybe you have multiple recipes, or maybe you have multiple companies, or who knows what you might be storing in there, but each one of those individual items is going to be considered a record. In this case, it's going to be each contact is a record. And each distinct piece of information, such as first name, last name, company, job title, all these are considered fields. In fact, some of these fields have pop-up menus on them. You can simply click on them, and they pop up a choice. You see the job title doesn't, but we could add one. We have website. We have all kinds of things here. You'll see different pop-up menus as we go through here to set up your contact the way you want it. And this is important for looking at it, but also for finding the records that you want.